Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about spirit guides, and normally I would save this for a spiritual Saturday video, but figured since we're together and you have such a crazy story about your spirit guide, we're going to put this as a Thursday video. So I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. Like, Chelsea's the spiritual one. I want to get more into it. I need to just dedicate myself and start reading. So I'm really excited to learn more about what spirit guides are and what they mean to us, and tell you more about my experience that we tracked down to be a spirit guide through a very special tarot reading.
Yes, it's so exciting. And then I have a little story. I recently believe I just got in tune with my spirit guides, and it's really interesting, so I'll share my story as well. But yours is like absolutely insane, so I'm excited. So let's get into it. Spirit guides they can be a ancestor, so it can be someone you've never met before that's in your family line. It can be a relative that has passed on. It can be an angel. It can be just a higher entity. A spirit guide can be anything. Spirit guides you basically have an agreement, and they're here to protect you, to guide you. You can call on your spirit guides at any time. They're here to love you and give you guidance. And the more in tune you are, and the more you open up your third eye, the more you can perceive them and the more you can communicate with them. So super exciting. It's just nice to know that there are people in like another realm that are here solely to protect you and to just send you so much love. I just like warms me. Like, it just makes me so happy.
Touches my heart.
Touches my heart.
I love that. That gives me comfort. Like, no matter what I'm going through, someone always has my back. Someone that wants to help me no matter what, purely for unselfish motivations, like just to help.
Yeah, like absolute unconditional love. So yeah, so I'm going to kind of talk about how you can contact your spirit guides. So my other video where I talk all about raising your vibration, you basically want to follow like everything I said in that. You just want to raise your vibration, because the higher your vibration, the more in tune you're going to be with everything spiritual. So you're going to want to meditate, you're going to want to eat healthy food, hydrate a lot, use crystals, all of that.
Exercise?
Exercise is a huge, yes, exercise is a huge vibrational raiser, so that's really good. And yoga specifically, that really brings you into a more spiritual space. So yoga is very important for that too.
When I saw my spirit guide, so I've been hardcore hitting the gym for 5 months now, and like when I got a really good routine down is when I saw him. And you were teaching me about yoga.
Yes! So what you can do is you can just verbally say, like, I'm ready to get in contact with you. Like, say, spirit guides, I'm ready to get in contact with you. I'm open for anything you have to say. And just really, like, say that you're open, because they're not really going to show themselves unless you really, like, open yourself up and give them permission, because they don't want to scare you. They want to make sure that they come into your life at the right moment and when you're open to seeing them. One thing that Gabrielle Bernstein said, that sometimes they will show themselves if you have like a near-death experience or something, or if you're in a situation of like grave danger. Sometimes they will come in and kind of like protect or guide you in certain situations, where people have literally said that they've like seen something, or something like unexplainable happened when they were in like something dangerous. So after you've kind of given your spirit guides like permission that you really want to get into contact with them, one thing you can do is you can journal. So something that Gabrielle Bernstein said is you can just kind of like silence your mind, tell them you're ready to speak to them, and then grab a notebook and a pen and just kind of like silence your brain and write down anything that comes into mind. So I will kind of go into my experience, which happened literally maybe like last month. But actually, one thing happened before this. I was meditating, and I was specifically doing a spirit guide meditation, because I'm like, I've never had experience with spirit guides. I really want to get to know mine. So something brief happened when I was doing that, and the name Eve or Eva popped up. So I was like, ooh, maybe that's like a name of one of my spirit guides. Flashed to like last month when this happened. I was watching Gabrielle Bernstein's YouTube video about spirit guides. So I was like, I really want to learn more, educate myself on spirit guides. I really want to get more in tune. So I was watching her video, and I was like, in the beginning of the video, I was kind of thinking like, ooh, okay, so spirit guides, like, show me a sign, like, if you're here with me. And so I was thinking like, show me a pink butterfly. So later in Gabrielle Bernstein's video, she talks about asking for a sign from your spirit guides. And her first example was a pink butterfly, which gave me chills. Like I literally like stopped and I was like, oh, that was my sign. And you sent it so quickly. So I was like, okay, spirit guides, I freaking hear you. I am open. Give me a message. So I grabbed my notebook that I'm using for yoga. And I just started writing down like what came to my mind. Okay, here we go. So I literally closed my eyes and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna write whatever. So these are the messages that came through. So first, 2 names came through, and the first one was Eva, which matches. At first I thought it was Eve when I did that meditation before, but this like specifically came through as Eva, so I was like, that's interesting that came through. And then the name Michael. So I don't know if Michael is an ancestor or an angel, but there is an Archangel Michael, which is a very common spirit guide to a lot of people. So
I was thinking that as you were reading his name.
Yeah, so a lot of people like, have like call on Archangel Michael for different things. So I'm wondering, I really want to get like a psychic reading and see if they can confirm that, because I just have a feeling that it might be him. So we'll see. But so the messages that came through, it says, I am ready. I know what to do. Ho'oponopono, which is a specific meditation that I believe comes from Hawaii. And I'm trying to remember like what the saying is. I think it's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Yep, that's it. So it's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And it's just that on repeat. That was really interesting because that's something I like wouldn't just come to me. I love you. That's one thing that they kept saying was I love you, or something about love. So I felt a lot of like unconditional love like flooding over me. It says reach out. I don't know what that means, but so reach out to someone, I don't know. Divinely timed, be patient, we have your back, we love you, raise your vibration, eat greens, which like makes me giggle. Eat your greens. But that goes to raising your vibration, like eating a plant-based diet. It's like one of the greatest ways to raise your vibration. Treat yourself. So I was like, ooh, I like that. Yoga is powerful, learn. I'm currently getting my yoga teacher training, so it's interesting that they brought up the yoga and it says yoga is powerful. Like that's not something I would like typically say, like yoga's powerful. Like that's just not like I don't know. And it says learn. So I took that as like really learn and absorb the information I'm getting during my teacher training. Love, there it is again. Release, which release is kind of like tying to Ho'oponopono, which is about like forgiveness and releasing negative like emotions. So I'm wondering if it's like telling me I need to release or forgive someone, forgive myself. It's something I'm trying to like interpret. It says Reiki, which I just took an Udemy course on Reiki. You are pure, love you. And this is where it's like, love you are love. So it's like things were just coming out. Please surrender, manifest, and heal. So heal's kind of going with that too. Something I need to heal, which a lot of that is kind of resonating. So that's what I've experienced with my spirit guide so far. Like I said, this is very recent, so I will keep you updated if anything else like comes through. But let's go on to your story, because your story is absolutely insane.
Okay, so when I moved back into my mom's house, I'm living with my parents. No, it's a great time. I love my mom. So when I moved back in, I moved into my sister's old room. It's a very nice big room, and I was overwhelmed with dread for the first 2 months. Every time going to sleep in that room, I was convinced that something was living in the attic, which the opening to the attic is through my closet. So I was terrified that something would kind of like demonically come down from the attic and, you know, come through the closet and then get me. So I remember asking my brother, I was like, have you checked the attic in a while? You know, just curious. And he's like, oh, Madeline, there's no one up there. What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, okay, fine, yeah. And I just had this overwhelming sense that like something something bad was like in the attic, in the closet, even if it's not like a physical human being, some spirit, some entity is taking up space there. So that goes on every night for about 2 months. I snuggle my dog as close as I can be and just hold on to the thought that if anything came down through that closet, she'd rip their face off. So that's how I slept, but I slept horribly. Like, I did not sleep a full night in 2 full months. I was miserable, my body hurt. My dog didn't even sleep a full night. She was constantly up and down, like literally sighing because we could not get good sleep. And I think it was all tied into the energy that may have existed in the attic or in the closet. So one night I'm sleeping and I'm somewhere between sleep and consciousness, which people refer to as sleep paralysis. Your mind is active, but your body is not awake yet. And while I'm in that state, I'm completely aware of my surroundings, and I see a man standing at the end of my bed with, it's almost hard to describe, but you know, as you're seeing me in real life color. He was almost as if you cut him out of a photo. He was like this rusty brown color, just dingy, like it was an old sun-bathed photo. So he was standing there, a real person, but in that weird color. He had bowl cut hair, dirty overalls on. He looked like a farmer or some type of industrial worker. And we just stared at each other. We looked into each other's eyes, and in that moment, I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid at all. That probably went on for at least a minute or two, like a very long time of staring at him, processing that he is actually standing there. And then he disappeared. And then my body woke up and I was like, what is happening? And my dog is like laying on the ground and I'm like, this is not right. Like something disturbed us. So then I kind of keep it quiet. I don't want to freak my family out. They're not as open as we are, I would say. And I go over to Chelsea's to film and I'm like, hey, this happened. And she's like, no way, that's crazy. And like at first I'm thinking like, was it the thing that I was so afraid of in the closet? So then we forget about it and we decide to do a pick a card reading from Stargirl.
Stargirl the Practical Witch on YouTube. Love her.
She's amazing. Like every reading I've gotten from her is 100% accurate. So we decide to do one. I'm in a very transitional period of my life, just getting home. So I do a reading. And in that reading, it tells me that a spirit guide is trying to contact me, that the spirit guide is a relative, is an ancestor of mine that's trying to protect me. And I just think that's crazy. So I start thinking about what the man looked like, and I'm thinking, he looks like someone that would be from my dad's side of the family. So I go to my dad and I describe exactly what he looks like and what clothes he was wearing and perhaps what type of profession I think that he's in. And I come to find out that it is my great-great-grandfather, Grandpa Tisson, which is my dad's dad. He was a blacksmith. He also cultivated these crazy beautiful gardens. So that's where I could get the sense that he was an industrial worker, but he was a gardener, he was a farmer. And we find out from the tarot reading that he's looking out for me. And I was pretty freaked out, so I upped my crystals and haven't seen him since. I think my fear like banished him and made him think that I wasn't ready to accept the gift. But we were looking up, you know, maybe what different colors of spirits could mean, and we couldn't find anything for like a fully formed spirit. We could only find orbs. So we find out that brown orbs and like that rusty color are negative and they're trying to feed off your energy, and I'm like, but overall, I think he is a loved one that is trying to help me, which, not to mention, I don't know if we're gonna bring it up in this video, if we're gonna cut it out, but when I was filming my Murder Monday video, there was a clear orb following me the entire video, and clear orbs communicate that they're trying to communicate. They're trying to get in touch with you. They're trying to pique your interest about something. So I wonder if he's trying to make contact again now that I understand his true intentions.
Yeah.
And I wonder if maybe I misinterpreted the color of him and maybe he was trying to protect me from whatever I was afraid of in the attic or in my closet.
And when we looked that up with like the brown orbs, it wasn't really an orb you were seeing, and I don't think it was negative. What I think what I'm like kind of interpreting is he kind of showed himself how he looks in the picture. So maybe he was appearing that way so you would make the link.
Yeah.
Maybe he knew, like he was showing himself that way so when you saw him in the picture it would be easily recognizable. So like that was kind of his initial like, okay, I'm here, I'm gonna show myself, but I'm gonna show myself like how you would be able to see me like in that picture.
That's a really good point.
I think it's just kind of like linked.
It's like he was like cut out of the picture, but like a 3D like real person standing
Yeah.
right in front of me, just in a tinted filter.
Yeah. So I think that's amazing, and I think he's here to protect you and love you, and it's nothing negative.
My heart.
My heart. I am touched.
I am touched. That's all we got though. That's all we got. We're 21 minutes in. You heard our stories. Chelsea beautifully explained what spirit guides are. Comment your experiences below. Comment if you subscribe to spirit guides.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your stories. All of this is just fascinating, so please, please, please comment down below if you have any experience with your spirit guides.
Yes.
But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye!